Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm just Steve for this video. I'm not Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness, and I'm definitely not Steve the teacher at this moment in time. On YouTube, I just saw a video featuring King Kong Bundy. Obviously, it was shot some years ago because he has been deceased for quite some time. I came across Chris maybe 10 times in my life, and he made some interesting proclamations in this video, which was recorded long before I met him, which I found relevant to discussions that we had later. And he was talking about when he was just starting out. He was a jobber for WWF at the time, and someone from the office had asked him to do them a favor and to take Mil Mascaris to the airport as he was driving through to his home in New Jersey. Airport was a little bit out of the way. He said it wasn't a big deal. But the whole time Mascaris, as he's got a reputation for of being arrogant, was talking about how much money he made that night, how much money he's made over the course of his career. And then when Bundy dropped him off at the airport, he didn't even have the courtesy to, give him a $20 bill. Thanks, kid. He's so rich, but he couldn't. And that reminded me of an incident that I had many, many years later when I was working for WPW. They were doing a show, as they always did, in Reading, Pennsylvania. I was living in Pennsauken, New Jersey at the time. And Pinky, the promoter, good guy, said, "Can you do me a favor and pick up Bundy on the way and then take him?" Bundy lives in Deptford. So Deptford at the time, well, still is, but about 15, 20 minutes away from where I was living, in the wrong direction from Reading. But hey, it's King Kong Bundy. Yeah, sure, I'll pick him up. And the message was relayed to Chris, Steve will come get you. And then a day before the show, maybe, I got news that he found a ride. He didn't need me. All's good. That's fine. I get to the show. This may have been the first time I met him. And Bundy comes up to me and said, "I heard you're the one who was going to pick me up." I said, yeah. He goes, "Well, I got another ride, but I appreciate that you accepted." And he tries to give me money. And I'm like, "No, I'm not taking that." "Oh, well, you were going to do it. Don't worry." I said, No. He goes, "Well, then I'm going to make it up to you one way or the other." And I said, "Well, I'd love to stop by the wrestling school that you run one day." He goes, "Okay, well, I'll give you 2 free training sessions and a booking." And I pretty much got booked after that. Every show while he was still in control of the Federation before he sold it. And that was really cool. And then he talked about something else as well in the video. He talked about how amusing it is how some workers, especially names working on the independent scene, refuse to put other workers over. And to him it was just a business. It never made sense. It could help out the young independent guy. He's already established his name. It's not going to affect him in any way. And I remembered another show where I had done where he was trying to put me over. So when he talked in those videos, he was telling the truth and the way he really lives his life. That, you should throw somebody a couple extra bucks if they do something for you. That you shouldn't be afraid to put people over. Years pass. I had been out of wrestling for a long time. I was just getting back into it. It was about 6-7 years later. And I'm at a wrestling convention in New York City. And I see Chris at his table, and in between people, I'm not saying there was nobody there. He had people, just I came at the right time. And I came up to him and I said, "I don't know if you remember me, but..." And he cut me off. He goes, "Of course I remember you, Steve. Why would you even think that?" Now, I didn't say this, but in my mind, I'm like, I played such an insignificant, tiny little role in his life that, first of all, he had the politeness to say he remembered me. And then he actually did remember me. And, we talked for a little bit, a couple minutes, and I thanked him for fulfilling his promise. And then I had known that he was having trouble with diabetes at the time. And I just looked at him and said, how you doing, Chris? Is everything okay? He goes, Steve, I'm tired all the time. No matter what I do, I'm exhausted. And, I wished him well, and I had to go back to my booth. And that was the last time I spoke to him. And not even 1 or 2 months later, he passed. And just a classy guy. I've wrestled some names. I'm not going to say dozens, but about a dozen. And he was one of the class acts. It was a pleasure knowing you, Chris.